Hi all, it's Armchair Punter here, welcome back. So this is going to be the last video that I'm making in this kind of format, using basically my phone and a laptop. I'm heading home tomorrow, so it'll be business as usual. Obviously the Lions team has been announced for the first test against the All Blacks. Very exciting stuff. So it's all been done, all the talking's been done. It's now time for the action on Saturday night. Right, we're just going to go through the Lions team, talk about the sort of maybe a couple of the contentious selections that are in there, maybe talk about the All Blacks as well and highlight some of their players, and then we're going to get on to what I think the results are going to be. Let's get on to the Lions team then to face the All Blacks. You've got Vunipola, Jamie George and Furlong make up the front row. Alun Wyn Jones and George Kruis packed down the second row, and making up the back row we've got O'Mahony, who's captain. We've got Sean O'Brien on the open side, and we've got Faletau at number 8, very strong looking back row. It's good. We're going to the backs. We've got Conor Murray at 9, don't think there's ever in doubt. Owen Farrell at 10, Ben Teo, Jonathan Davies making up the centres. We've got Elliot Daly and Anthony Watson on the wings, and Liam Williams at fullback. And heading onto the bench, guys, obviously got Ken Owens, Jack McGrath, Carl Sinclair, Mario Toje, Sam Warburton, Reece Webb, Jonathan Sexton and Lee Halfpenny. So let's talk about some of the selections that are maybe a little bit out of left field. I think the big one at the moment that's sort of, causing a bit of discussion is Owen Farrell starting at 10. I think he's always a sort of favourite to start there, but as I said in my previous video, I fear he's just a little bit undercooked. He hasn't really played a lot of minutes lately and been injured. Johnny Sexton's actually done a really good job in at 10, and he's played with Jonathan Davies, Benty outside him, and Owen Farrell, I don't know, he has not played a lot of minutes, so I'm not sure I'm worried, but I'm just a little bit concerned. Next one probably is Elliot Daly on the wing. There are big calls for Jack Nowell to play on the wing simply because he scored twice in the Chiefs. Played well against the Chiefs, but let's not forget that was a weakened Chiefs team who, pretty average standard kind of Premiership team that they put out. So, Jack Nowell's a Premiership winner now, so he should be putting those kind of performances against that sort of team. Elliot Daly, he played okay against the Chiefs. He's done okay on the tour, so I'm not too surprised to see him in, I guess. I was kind of expecting Lee Halfpenny to play, which leads me on to my next sort of point, is Liam Williams at fullback. I think it's a really, really good decision, and I would have seen Liam Williams probably on the wing instead of Daly, but he's in there at fullback. I think he offers more than Lee Halfpenny in attack. He also hasn't quite got the same kicking range as Lee Halfpenny, but I think all the kicking is going to fall to Farrell, which is fine. I'm excited to see Liam Williams from fullback against the All Blacks. Actually, that should be really, really good to see. Last point on the sort of starting team really is Alun Wyn Jones is starting, and Mario Toje has been reduced down to the bench. I think what Gatland might have gone after here is more of that kind of what's now the fabled finishers kind of role for his bench. He's got more of those impact players. So you look at the likes of Carl Sinclair, very dynamic front row, Mario Toje, Reece Webb, Lee Halfpenny can kick a long range goal if he needs to. Johnny Sexton plays a lot flat. He's on the bench as well, so he'll play a lot flatter than Farrell if he comes on at 10. I feel for Mario Toje. Alun Wyn Jones is a very experienced campaigner, a very rounded player, but he doesn't do a lot that's kind of outstanding. He's solid, and that's kind of what he does. He does the same thing. He does the basics very, very well. Mario Toje, he's all action, he's a gun. So he'll just go out there and he'll blast someone, he'll get a turnover. And I think you need that against the All Blacks. You need something out of the ordinary from, say, your second rows or your props, out of the ordinary to beat the All Blacks. I don't know if Alun Wyn Jones brings that. And so I feel for Mario Toje. I'm not sure if the sort of 20 odd minutes he's going to get off the bench is enough to make the sort of impact that he and others would expect him to make. I definitely think he's a starter. I just feel for him. Wyn Jones has sort of been cruising a little bit on this tour, whereas Toje's been making his mark, and I wonder if it's down to a little bit of Gatland's sort of loyalty to those kind of players, and maybe he feels like he needs the leadership of Alun Wyn Jones, given that he's not got Sam Warburton on the pitch either. So maybe if Sam Warburton was playing, or starting, then you might find Itoje starting too, but it's not like that, and that's what we've got. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but I would prefer to see Itoje in that starting team. Talking about the bench, so I've mentioned Carl Sinclair. You bring him on for 20 minutes at the end. He'll make a few breaks. He's got good hands. My fear with him is his lack of experience at the level, and he's just pretty hot-headed. Like he's Warren Gatland describes him as being green, which is probably fair. Like I think that's fair. He's a pretty young player. He's not started a Test match for England yet. He's got to cut this penalty count. He's got to cut the errors out. His errors of his game, the quick tap when he gets turned over, the shoulder charge. He's got to cut that out. If he does that, he could be a world beater. Obviously, Sam Warburton on the bench. You're bringing on a bit of dynamic leadership there too. Maybe they'll look at replacing Omani. 60 minutes in the game, bringing Warburton on. I really, really want to see CJ Stander on that team sheet somewhere. I think if you're wanting impact, particularly, CJ Stander is going to provide that much more than Sam Warburton is, given the amount of time that they're going to be given on the pitch. I think I'm kind of wondering if Warburton's in there just because he's like the squad captain and the team captain, as it were. So you've got to put him on the bench somewhere. If he's been injured, again, a little bit like Farrell, not played a lot in the last couple of games. CJ Stander, every time he gets it, he makes yards, he makes an impact, and I'm disappointed that he's not there. Reece Webb, I'm excited about seeing him off the bench, particularly later on in the game as it gets broken up. He's the sort of guy who's going to get in there, runs on the edges, very, very good player. Different to Conor Murray. Conor Murray's got a solid kicking game, solid distribution, whereas Reece Webb's got that spark that he can bring, and I think that's going to matter a lot in the late stages of those games. Obviously, we've got Johnny Sexton waiting in the wings as well for his chance to get on there. I think they're probably looking at probably moving Farrell to 12 and Sexton to 10. That wouldn't be bad later on in the game. Particularly as Sexton, obviously, as we said before, plays flatter. So if you can get that later on in the game, get your ball runners hitting those holes that are going to appear in the game later on, that would be excellent. Lee Halfpenny on the bench at number 23. Back three replacement. If anything happens, Williams, Watson, Daly, he's going to be on the go. All right, let's have a look at the All Blacks team to play the Lions. Obviously, Kieran Reid is in there, and yeah, I kind of wish he wasn't. So they've got some experience in their pack. Retalic's in there, and they've got an okay front row. I wouldn't say it's a world beater. I think their front row's all right. And obviously they've got they've picked one or two players from the almost at bolters really. Gene Severe's not playing. They've got Rico Ione on the bench. He's only I think it's his third cap, I think, and so he's very, very green. And there's someone that they'll probably target. He's an exciting player, but I think it's someone that they're probably going to target, and they're going to put some high bombs his way. What else? Yeah, they've got a fairly inexperienced front row, except for Aaron Franks. They've got Joe Moody, he's played 20 odd games. They've got Cody Taylor, who's yet to play 20 games. They've got Whitelock and Retallick with second rows, and I think Itoje. I think they're going to expose Alan Wynne-Jones. I just do. They've got more to their game, and I think they need someone like Itoje to take those guys on. And also from the back row as well. Sam Cane's a good player. Kieran Reid, he's probably been up there, the best 8s in the world for a while now. Obviously, their key player is going to be Beauden Barrett. He's been on fire last sort of 18 months or so. He's been on fire, and they've got to shut him down. Always got Sonny Bill Williams outside of him, dangerous offloader. Ijal Dag out wide, Ben Smith at fullback. Ben Smith's probably the form fullback in the world at the moment as well, and they've got threats all over the park. They really have. They've got threats all over the shop. You look at their bench, you've got Wyatt Crockett, they've got Artie Surveyor, TJ Paranara, Aaron Cruden on the bench. It's just class all over the place. And when I compare the two teams side by side, the Lions team, for a man, are probably as good. probably as good. You know, particularly when you look at maybe the back row. You know, Kano, Kane, and Reed up against Omani, O'Brien, and Faletau. They're probably on a par. Reed's, I think, better than Faletau, but Kano and Kane against Omani and O'Brien, yeah, absolutely. It'll be very, very interesting. It'll be very, very, very close. I'm super excited about this. I really am excited. I can't wait. Score predictions. All right, if the Lions are going to get a result, if the Lions are going to win a test in this series, it's going to be that first one. The All Blacks have only had one game together against Samoa where they pumped them. So they haven't really been tested. I think it'll be a smash and grab from the Lions. I don't think it'll be a massively high scoring affair. The Lions defence has been really, really good. They've got to keep that going. If the Lions don't win this first test, it's a long, long road back to try and win 2 back-to-back tests against the All Blacks. If they can get this first one, then that'll be a major stepping stone. I think it will be a close one. I think it will be probably within about 3 to 7 points. I think the Lions will win. I think they'll win. My only big concern is probably Farrell at 10, whether or not he can keep up with the pace. But we'll see. I think it will be Lions from 3 to 7, and it will be probably in the mid-20s. I reckon about 20-13 to Lions, something along those kind of lines. Anyway, guys, what are your reactions to the squads? Are you happy with it? What do you think the score is going to be? Next time I see you guys will be back in Sydney, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.